ages we were running around in vehicles that were all 15 years old. We put a wish list on the website. Actually, somebody else, I plagiarised it off Keswick's website. They had a wish list, but they never put anything on it. So I thought, oh, we'll have a wish list and I'll put something on it. And I just put Land Rover. Cost £35,000. And somebody actually rang up and said, I'd like to buy your Land Rover, please. And we sort of didn't take it terribly seriously initially, because you do realise how much it'll cost. Well, yeah, tell me. And well, this and that, and gift aid and VAT, and she donated a substantial amount of money in memory of her husband. Hence, these two are named Mavis and Fred. Fred being the lady's husband, and Mavis being her name. So at that point, we were fundraising for one, and when she came along and offered to pay for one, we were able to get two simultaneously. So we placed our two first responder vehicles into these two. So these are basically 5-seaters with just a load of kit in the back. So there's about 600 metres of rope in there. There's a CAS bag, which is a giant furry sleeping bag. That's got spare clothing, flares for signalling to the helicopter, satellite phone, various bits and pieces, group shelter, which is basically a giant tent with no poles. And the rest of these are belay gear, ropes, stretcher lowering gear, stretchers on the roof in two halves. You've seen it assembled on some of the pictures, but that's the two halves. Each one's got a pack frame attached to it for carrying. And then we've got things like Entonox gas, which is a pain relieving gas we get. There's gas and air you get in the dentist or in labour. Oxygen with asthma kits. We've got a nebuliser for nebulising medication for asthmatics. Spare gases, winter kit, so dead men anchors and ground stakes and things like that. And the whole lot, all that comes out, and that cage, you can just about see there, falls flat, both backwards and forwards, and the stretcher will go in and lock on it. So we can actually carry a patient in here on the stretcher. If they are sitting about that high, you don't get an awful lot of space between their face and the roof. But it does mean we can get them out of some fairly tricky places and avoid, massive long walks. This is. Do you
fit the stretcher in all those bags?
Those bags then, they basically have to either go on the roof or they will actually go under the cage to a certain extent as well. And then the others will just get stuffed back in another vehicle, or carried back down and stuffed in somebody's car or whatever.
How much are they fully equipped with all the roll cage?
About £50,000. The roll cage and the roof rack and all the electrics are upgraded, so there's dual charging things, permanently on charge, 2 batteries, one powers the starter and the other powers all the accessories, so even if you let it sat there using the radio for hours, it will never dip into the vehicle battery, it will always start. So this is just basically a 7-seater, it's just a personnel carrier, also gets used for transporting the dogs around, because it's we accept one vehicle with dog owners on the seat, and then
I wonder if my neighbours would mind about the front of the house.
yeah, blocking their view. You're going to get one with the windows filled into a bottle like that. And then this is a special conversion with a more conventional ambulance stretcher in it. So it'll only transport 4 people, but it is converted to a more conventional ambulance. But it will go pretty much anywhere these will go. So we can put the patient on there, strap them in, still get a couple of people in, get an attendant in to look after them, keep an eye on them, and get them out and ready for anything. Yeah, little party hats. And obviously in the last few weeks they've played a major part in getting anywhere just about. So that's pretty much it really.